Hey guys, so coming on, we are going to be making some UV resin earrings. This is a special request that my daughter had for me to make for her friend. So I am looking for a certain silicone brush that I want. That one. I'm gonna grab a couple different ones so that I have. There's the one I really want. Okay, perfect. Got me some silicone brushes here. Some of these have the metal pieces on the ends. I'm not using those. I'm really getting them for the silicone side. That is what I want them for. And the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to do some white resin, and we are going to use it to make some little dots in our mold for the mushrooms. So this is Counterculture DIY. It is UV resin white in color. So I like that. I want a little thicker and I want a little shimmer to this. So I'm going to add a little pearl mica shimmer from also Counterculture DIY to our white UV resin. This is not the best scooper for this, but we're going to make it work. I'm not going to mix too much in with it because I want it to cure, but just enough to add a little thickness to it and also give us that shimmer look. I shouldn't mix this with a different end than what I want for the actual dotting. So I'm going to get a little rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and I'm going to wipe this tool off. That way I'm fully clean on that tool so that I can take it basically, and what I want to do is get just enough on my brush that I can create some little dots. Now this is very, very tiny of a mold, especially these ones that I'm working on right here. So less is going to be more. I'm going to have that go as a line, and that's okay. And if I need to do another coat, then I can to make them more prominent. So these are pretty tiny. We'll see how they work ultimately. I'm going to also make a little bit bigger one. There's not two of this one, so I can't make both of them at the same time. Or both, you know, sides of the earring, essentially. I can't make two. Like that one I can make two at the same time, which is nice. This one, we only got one of this size, so we're going to have to make one and then ultimately make a second one. Okay, so now that I've got the little white dots, I am going to move that cup of UV resin out of the way so that we're not in our curing field. And this is a Let's Resin UV Resin Light. I do have the other side of it. This is a double-sided one, which I absolutely love, and we are going to use the bottom side today. I just didn't have it readily available, and I want that to cure before I get too carried away, basically. I didn't want us to have it just sitting there. So let's just oh, opposite way. Of course it didn't bring. You gotta make sure your little knobbers are, there it goes. Okay. And this is on a 2-minute. That's really all we need for this little bit. And you'll let that set up for no more than 2 minutes. Then we'll see if they're big enough little dots. If we need to, we'll add a little bit more resin in there to finish up those. And if not, if it's good, then we can move to the next level. Essentially, that is the plan. So, one step at a time with UV resin, especially if you're doing colorants or additives. It's really key to go slow. Layers, take your time, get your layers in place, let those layers cure. Nice thing about UV resin though is you can set this on and it's going to cure up. So it's a lot faster than waiting overnight for cure. Alright, our 2 minutes should be close. Oh, I was going to try to keep us kind of center because I know that I have y'all zoomed in pretty far so that you can see this. So, and I think they're pretty good. I might do, look at this side. Yeah, I think they're good because you can totally see them from this side. So I think that's good. Now, I want to do the stems. And then we'll fill in the other part. So the stems, I am going to, and I have my white still over here because we'll want to do a second one of these. I just have it kind of covered right now so that the UV light doesn't cure it in our little cup. And then we're going to have extra. I know I mixed too much, and that's fine. But once we get this situated, what I'll do is for the extra, we'll just, you know, make one of these others and make it happen. I'm just getting a better light blocker for us set up so that we're good. Okay, let's mix some. I'm gonna do white again, just because it's going to give us a good base color to start with, because we're wanting to turn this brown somewhat. And I've got an alcohol ink. Now, alcohol inks can really affect your UV resin and make it really hard to cure. So I'm literally doing 1 drop, and if I could, I would have done like a quarter of it, but you can't. So we just have to roll with it because it does thin out your resin. So that you have to be aware of. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw kind of like the stem of a tree or a trunk of a tree or a branch. Just a little bit in here, and then we're going to do a different layer that's going to be a little bit darker, and I'll show you. This is again all about layering. So I'm going to put this cup, I'm using a UV, not a UV resin, oh my goodness, I'm using a resin bowl that has those pretty waves that then give us good coverage over that piece. So I'll bring our light back over. We'll put it on 2 minutes. Cure up what we put in there because I want to layer this. And these little cups are fantastic when you're working with UV resin because you can mix in them. I always mix with a silicone brush or something silicone because you don't want to scratch up your cups. But these are phenomenal when it comes to our UV resin. I just love using the little cups. Highly recommend getting some of them. A lot of them I got in kits where I was buying something else and I ended up with them. So be on the lookout. If the kit has them, that's a good selling point. If it's already a kit you're looking at, that's a good selling point to me too. The next colorant that we're going to use is an Armor Art colorant. This is a little bit kind of gunky and dried, so I'm just going to get a little bit in here with a silicone brush and basically just mix it in. This is what it looks like, epoxy pigment. Again, anytime we add color to our UV resin, you're changing the chemical dynamic. So be aware of that you are changing that chemical dynamic and it potentially doesn't cure correctly. So sometimes you'll need to experiment with whatever you're adding to make sure that it's going to work, because it may or may not cure very well. And being that this is a darker color, it's going to also be hard to cure, because basically with UV, you're wanting that light, the UV light, to go through the resin. And I just had this thought, I should do this for us. This will make a lot more sense for us. And I'm just making sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so then I get the same tool that I've been using, and I'm going to fill in the stem. And I'm just brushing it again into there. And I'm just doing a thin layer. I'm not going to fill, especially this one over here, it's a little bit bigger. I'm not going to fill it all the way just yet. But what I want to do is get a layer in on it. Because if I fill it all the way, I'm afraid it's just going to be too thick and it's not going to cure. And the last thing we want is uncured resin on our piece. So again, top and bottom light, especially because we're doing colorant. I definitely want that. So for the red, we're not going to use the white resin. I'm going to actually use a clear resin, and then we're going to add a little bit of alcohol ink to that clear. So I'm using a UV resin, Luxe Resin High Viscosity. That's the one I have that I'm using for my clear. I have some counterculture clear, but this was more readily available, so I just went ahead and got it. And I'm just working on top of our thing while it's curing, because the light shouldn't be able to hit this very much. Okay, so for this one, I want a little shimmer, but I know that I gotta be careful because I might end up getting this too thinned out. So this is my red shimmer alcohol ink, and I'm barely squeezing it. That way I just don't get too much. And then I have the regular red, and I'm going to do the very same thing. I'm going to just do ever so lightly, barely squeeze. Ah, there we go. So we're just getting as minimal as we can in that, basically. And then we'll mix it up. Go around and around. Now, alcohol inks, this mold right, or this cup right here might end up actually getting stained. So just be aware of that, especially because of the color that we're using. It is a red upon red. And it definitely could stain. It's not going to hurt your cup other than just give it some color. So, shouldn't be an issue. Alright. So, we're mixed up. I'm just going to let this kind of drop off my tool and into our little mushroom here. I think that's super cute. Of course, we do need to make sure that it connects with the brown and fills up the mold. And if we need to add a little more brown, we can, which we might need to on that top one. This one looks pretty golden. Oh, I think it did its thing. So remember, our white dots are already hardened, so we're not worried about them. They should be cured. Now this guy, we're probably going to have to do another round of filling on him, just because he's so deep. And I don't want to end up not having that set right. So we're going to do that. And then I forgot to grab one thing that I wanted for this one. I want a little red mica on the bigger one so that it's going to, give us a 3D effect, a little bit more in like depth in it, and 2, it's going to help, I think, the top of the mushroom really pop. So this is a cherry bomb by Counterculture DIY. It is literally the bomb. It's one of my favorite micas by far. So I'm going to use white again just because it does help give us that starting base and allows us to not maybe add as much mica. Oh, we're going to need a little more than that. Maybe not that much. I don't know. I always just kind of wing it, and then if I need to add more, we can add more. But I think this is going to be pretty. I love this cherry bomb mica. It's just so pretty. And it has such a shimmer to it, and I feel like it can just go with anything. So I really like it. See? Oh, lovely. That's going to be a great back on that. For sure. Alright, I'm going to hold it here so that it's not getting the light. Like, nope. Okay. I was like, surely we're almost 2 minutes done. I was like, I'm sure. We're just about there. So these ones should be, we got a couple little bubbles there, which is funny. Doesn't happen a ton with UV resin, but it can happen, as it did. Yeah, I mean, I think those are pretty good. I might just add just a little layer of this. Like, literally just painting ever so thin of a layer on, just to give it a little bit more of a finished. And this is the back side. So you think about this, we're building this in reverse. The dots are on the front of the earring. Now the fun part is going to be getting to add attachments, especially to those itty bitty ones. Like, they would be better probably as studs, but I'm gonna try my best to make them into dangly earrings. We'll see when we pop them out how I feel about that. It may have to be. I'm not worried about the red being fully on the back here, because again, that brown is all the way through to the front. So the back side, ultimately, it doesn't matter what color you end up with on the back, especially behind the brown. It's not gonna make that brown look any different. All right, so we'll give those 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna pop them out. That's the other really nice thing about UV resin, is you can pop them out pretty quickly. We'll see. If they're not solid, then I might throw them back under for 2 more minutes. I almost wish I would have bought 2 of these molds, but that's the one thing I don't like, is when you only end up with 1 or something, and I'm like, but I want 2 of it. Why can't I have 2? At least for making earrings. I guess if you're making a pendant or something, it would be fine. But I'm like, the other ones, the other small ones, they gave us 2. But they gave us 2 gnomes, but these bigger mushrooms they didn't give us 2 of. I wonder if those are little apples on the other mold. I see dragonflies and gnomes. Oh, I see 2 kinds of dragonflies. Gnomes and mushrooms. 4-leaf clover. I think those might be ladybug. This might be apple. Those would be really cute as some stud earrings for a teacher. We have red left over. I don't know what I'm doing with the red. Y'all hear me say, it's the longest 2 minutes ever. It's really 2 minutes. I realize. I get it. It's because I'm impatient. I'm impatiently waiting for these to decide that they can come out. It's a slow, slow process. Okay, so this is where I would take the middle part. And I basically can feel if I'm still tacky without getting my finger in it. It's definitely tacky. So, oh my gosh, these might just be some of the cutest pieces I have ever done. I just flipped them over, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but oh, they are gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, I just figured out that I could do this on top of here. Look at, see, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I just going to put a little bit of clear on these. And we're going to put them in for 4 minutes. Now, I'm going to spread that around before I just throw them in with globs on the backs. So I'm just painting it with my silicone brush. Like, just get that finishing touch. And then we'll put this in. Oh, I think my setting isn't 4 minutes. I think it's 3 minutes. So we'll go 3 minutes under the light. And then we'll pull these out. Now they'll fully set up after about 24 hours. So they may still feel tacky when they come out. But if we leave them for a good 12 to 24 hours, it's going to finish setting. And if you can put it in a space that's sunny or bright, that's going to also help that UV resin finish its curing process. So I think some people think, oh, it's UV resin, I did it under the light, it's like instant, and it's like somewhat yes, somewhat no. So you just have to know that, and once you're aware of that, of course, then that's all good. Oh good, oh good. But these, they look super cute. I can't wait to pull them out. And then I can't wait to make a second one of those. And I'm excited that those are apples. We're so going to use our extra red for that, because I'm sure I'm going to have extra red. And a little brown stem. So cute. So, so cute. Actually, I might make that bigger. Is it a trio mushroom? I don't know. Maybe it's just a mushroom and then there's like a pear or something. I gotta look at this mold. I just bought it for the mushrooms, so. And there's this bigger mushroom. I might do that and make a pendant out of it. But I really want to make those apples. We'll see. But I have all the makings to make another mushroom, and that big one would use a good amount of resin, which would probably help clean up our extra that we're going to end up having. Oh, so excited. Those are really so cute. So this mold I got at Hobby Lobby. It's part of their jewelry shop. Typically, whenever I go, it's always 50% off. I don't know if I just always hit it on their bi-weekly thing of where that one is 50% off. I'm not positive. But it always works out. I enjoy getting it on sale, of course. So, I wish this lamp had a countdown so I could see, or like count up to 3 minutes that I could see. I'm sure it'd make it more expensive. I realize, makers, I'm sorry, but as a crafter, this is what I want. So that I would know, okay, 10, 9, 8, okay, we're almost there. Or, oh my goodness, I barely have been patient at all and it's still going kind of thing. So, I'm going to turn on my flash because I think it will be able to see better with that. I don't know. Oh my gosh, these are adorbs. Can y'all see these? These are tiny. Oh my gosh. But are they not so stinking freaking cute? Oh my goodness, my daughter is going to lose her mind when she sees these. They are so cute. They're so teeny tiny. I don't think I'm going to get them into hanging, but we'll see. So this, I had a little overflow. So I just am peeling that off while the resin is still somewhat warm so that I can clean that right up. And then, oh, look at how cute. Let me get it off my ring. Look at how cute that is. That is so cute. I love it. It looks so good. And this I can definitely get into an earring, I'm sure. If I have to build up a little thing on the back, we will. But that is really cute. Okay. So we will make a second one now of that. So let's start with, I need a little rubbing alcohol on my paper towel so that I can wipe this silicone tool off. And so I got my silicone tool, and I am going to, oh, something dropped in this resin. I'm going to make my little dots. It is getting a little stickier, which is ultimately fine, but it's trying to make a little more stringies when we come up. So that's happening. Good thing is we only need to do these little dots once. And I'm going to go ahead and add dots. Oh, it's a snail. Okay, that makes sense. Into this one. I'm going to use it to use some of this up. So just putting our dots all along and in. I'm trying to put some up like on the sides here. Just gives it more that look of a true, you know, mushroom. Alright. So I don't want those dots to get too movement, so I'm going to cure that, and then we'll add our little stems. And I'll probably just do the stems of the apples because I'm going to have plenty. And then I think I must still have plenty of, yeah, there's two. But let's see where we get. Try not to be wasteful of our resin. We just got some relatively unique colors going. So, and really those little dots probably don't need a full 2 minutes, but you know, better safe than sorry. Let's just cure it up, make sure that we get it taken care of. It's all good. But see, this is where I get like, okay, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Are we there yet? We don't know. I wish I should almost get a separate timer just for my own fidgetiness. I don't like being still. I want to be like, okay, we're gonna go, we're moving, we're doing, we're grooving, it's happening, so forth. But you know, it's okay. Patience, patience. Crafting brings us patience. I think the only way that I could maybe make these itty bitty ones into danglies would be to almost put two together, which would be really cute. Like merge, I'll make sure I'm in camera, they're so tiny. Merge two together and add like the wire to make the top, and then like make them 3D. That might be kind of cool. And I might just make another set of them since I have plenty of resin and it doesn't take much. I don't know why I'm taking that apart. So let's do our brown. And we'll probably have to mix this again because this is the rubbing alcohol and it's separating itself a little bit. Well, that's fine. It's just more of a, you know, like, I think it gives it character. That's what I'm going for. I just didn't want it to all be the same brown. I wanted to give a little bit of variety with it. Oops. I'll show you how to clean that up. Okay. So I'm wiping my brush off so that my brush is clean, and then I can just go right into it with the clean brush and clean it up. Or if you had a Q-tip, you could probably go in with a Q-tip. I wouldn't do anything hard just because you don't want it to scratch your mold. Alright, see, something fell in this, but that's okay. It's fine. Oh, my dogs are gonna get playful. They're playing with one another, so if you hear them growling or grunting, they're being crazy. Like, these two, they do this every night. They get just all wild. And they could not be in this room or be in the room, and you're gonna hear them playing because they're just rambunctious when they play. And they're only 25 pounds each, but you know, they just play. Okay, perfect. I like that. I feel like we're being productive now. Not that we weren't before, just saying. Okay, next one is our dark brown. And potentially a little bit of our red, maybe, so that we can get that. And then And then we'll fill in our red. The first red. Yeah. I think that'll be good. Oh, smells so good. Yeah, looks so good. I might do a little bit more of that one brown in this one, or I might do a little bit of the other brown and then add a little bit more of the one kind of on that bigger mushroom. We'll see. We see how this goes. It'll be interesting. I just love how they turned out. They're so cute. I totally think I can make those into 3D. Like, even if these don't turn out great, I'll put them as the backs to those cute ones. That'd be golden. Golden. She really wanted dangly earrings. They're just so tiny. Even for stud earrings, they're so tiny. But a lot of the mushroom molds I was finding were massive. And I was like, oh, they're cute. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. But I wanted to craft, so, you know. But a lot of them were really cute. They had like the little circles already for the mushroom dots. And I was like, oh, that's fun that we already have that. But I was like, they were massive. They were like the size of this mold. And this mold has a ton of little guys in it, so. Okay. Let's put a little bit of this red in here. It's definitely getting very stringy. We're kind of running out of our time to work with it. But we're going to get it. There's a big old bubble in there, so I'm going to have to get him out. Oh, you're stringing into my other stuff. Stop it. Stop it. Can we not? But it's okay. We're gonna get it. I don't know what to put in this one part of this mold. It's like kind of the underside of the thing, but not. I don't know. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this in these apples so that we can just kind of use it up. Is my goal. Okay. Then I want to get some of our darker brown. Ooh, it's getting real thick. Into the stems here. So stringy. Goodness gracious. Okay, that's about all I'm going to do in that one for now. I'll add more, but I want to let that go ahead and set up. I don't know. Oh, just stuck my bowl. Maybe not. I missed it. Okay, good. I was like, I stuck one of the wavy parts and you ate resin, and now I'm going to have to clean it up. But, nope, we're good. We be goods. I was concerned for a second, but we're cool. We're cool. I'm just looking at a few different molds that I have to see. And I could put this resin in for any extra that I have when I get done. Kind of like a dump, you know, something to dump the UV resin in and cure it. Kind of one of those, like, just want to get something in it. Okay. It's looking so good. Oh, looking so good. Down. I didn't really get that bubble, did I? Goof of me. Let's see if I can. Well, it popped, so I'll probably be able to fill it. That's good. I just got a little UV resin on my hand. I'm getting messy. I'm getting sloppy. It's not good. It's because I'm trying to kind of rush because I got to get a kiddo to bed. Oh yeah, we'll be able to fill it. Okay. So then we want to throw in our other red. Oh yeah. It's thickening up. For sure. I might not have enough red. I'll try though. Actually, if I have to add clear, it's not a big deal. I just want to get a little bit of that red on these because it does give it a nice finishing touch. But this red is pretty well done. We have done scooped it to its fullest. So I'm going to throw that cup under there and just cure it up so that we can just clean it out. When that's done, we're going to add a little bit more of our brown. I'm glad that hardened. I was a little bit worried about this brown, but it is working out stellar. Needed a little bit there to bring that up. Okay. Let's put this underneath. Whoops, I forgot that cup is under there. And then, yeah, those are going to be done. So we just have a little bit of resin left over. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to put just a little bit of clear in this mold. And I might throw a little bit of white. I'm just going to do like that. Nothing crazy. Just enough to give us a little bit of movement. I'm not going to worry about that, whatever that dropped into this, because this is just going into literally this combobulated geode mold that I have here. It's got just a little bit of red. We're just throwing it in. We've got a little bit of our alcohol ink brown. Throw that in. And a little bit of our artist Armor Art brown. Throw that in. And then we're going to top it off with just a little bit of white. This is not going to finish this mold by any means, but I'm just trying to get that to cure up, basically. Now, we got some Rudy. Hey! Don't be scratching that. No. Sorry. My animal went crazy. Like he's gonna dig a hole in the friggin' carpet over here. Like, no. You are not. He's never done that. Okay. I just pop in a few of those a few of those bubbles. Oh my goodness. I didn't do very good about popping them. You see these big old ones? Like, so, hot mess. But that's fine. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, these are still tacky, so let's put that back under there. Do a little bit of cleanup. I'm going to throw on a pair of gloves though to do this cleanup because I really just need to get in there and get it clean, and I can't do that with my bare hands. So, get us a paper towel with some rubbing alcohol on it, and that's what we're going to use to wipe down all of our tools. Oh, like through my paper towel. It's almost like the AC kicked on or something and blew it right on my hand. Like, jeez, okay. That's what I think of that. And then I'm just setting them off to the side where I'll let them dry fully before I'll put them away in my little toolkit that I have. This one got super fun. So that's the nice thing. While these are setting up, I'm letting them, I'm at least cleaning. That might be as good as it gets. Sometimes your silicone gets just rough and there's not a lot you can do for it. It's like it's just going to be gross. And like this little thing has been used a lot, but he's fine. He can be used again. And then while I still have that one, I'm just going to do a quick little wiperoo on these cups here that we did. And then I'll do another wiperoo on them with a brand new clean. But this kind of gets that initial wipe on them done. So, okay. Now, this, we're going to need to put some clear on it to finish off the back. So, oh, come on. It's about time for a new bottle. Almost time for a new bottle. Not quite. I'm just putting ever so lightly. It's funny, I cleaned up my silicone brushes, but I'm gonna need one. That's okay. You can wipe it off again. Bring it to the edges. This one's still pretty thick, so there's definitely a bubble there that was formed. So making sure that that pops. Just trying to make sure these go to our edges. We can always clean up the edges a smidge. Okay. Cool. Let's get another paper towel. Wipe this one. With a major. And then let's get these guys nice and clean. And the silicone cups, you just let them dry after doing this, and they're going to be as good as new for your next project. So I'll set them to the side because they're good. They just need to dry up, and then they're good. And I'll take these gloves off and we will unmold our last pieces that we did. And the next episode we'll do the cleanup of them and putting them together. I want to show you the alcohol ink in this mold or in this cup did stain it. You'll see has some pink in it. It's not gonna do anything. It won't transfer to your next project or anything. It just dyed that mold, or that cup. I keep saying mold, but you know what I mean. Same thing with my stick. My silicone brush, it dyed that end. Oh well, is what it be. It's fine. I've got another one. I didn't use this one this time, but this one's super pink from our project. So, it happens. Not super worried about it. But I do try to reserve certain cups for that, and that's why when I do the bigger pours, I don't ever put my, I'm going to do this for another 2 minutes just to get it good. I don't ever put my alcohol ink in my silicone cup. I'm going to show you guys on this one. Since we didn't clean it out very well, we just cured what we had left in there. You get that. It's kind of cool, right? Have a neat little thing. Just little stringy pieces. This you could wipe out with a paper towel, or you could take a piece of tape and clean it. Well, really up to you what you want. I have the rubbing alcohol here with a paper towel. It's not sticky. It's just stuck to the silicone a little bit because it's so thin it couldn't come off. But, so you could do that too. That's another option. I don't mind doing it with UV resin. With my other, I do other stuff, as y'all have seen. My big one had some bubbles. But it's on the back, so it's going to be fine. Let's see. It feels sticky. I think it's good. I'm going to pull them. Okay. Let's do our little apples. Oh, it actually might be an acorn. I think it's meant to be an acorn. But that's good to know, so that I didn't make them expecting to have little apples for a teacher, but they're cute little acorns. I wouldn't have done red had I known. And this one, I didn't let, because we were rushing, there was some bubbles. So, you know, these might be cute little inserts for like a jar or something if you need a little extra filler. Those are cute. Let's look at our mushrooms. These are still so dang cute. There's a little bit of extra resin on him. I might be able to pop it off. I might not be able to. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I did just do my nails tonight, so not the smartest, but look how cute he is. If I can hold him. Camera, come into focus. Hello, camera. Camera. Why aren't you getting into focus? There we go. Look at how cute he is. Oh, look at how cute he is. Oh my goodness. They're so cute. I don't think they came out as cute as my first ones just because the resin was a little thicker. Ended up with a few little bubbles on the back, but again, it's the back, so not the end of the world. Oh, I actually kind of like it. I was worried I wouldn't, but I do like it. Oh, I'm not a big mushroom girly girl, but that's pretty cute. And I can see the different browns. It's kind of funny the way it like almost spotted on the stem. I don't know if I would do that again. It was a lot of work to get it like that. Let me see if I can get the no light. No, that's not better. There we go. Now we're in focus, though it bounced, y'all. But look at that. That's pretty cute. And then, last but not least, oh, he's cute. Yeah, that would be a good companion for my other one. This is still warm enough that I can definitely peel it off. The hard part about doing two of them like that is you're not sure. Oh, I might have an issue with this one. I'm going to have to throw him under the light again. There's some uncured resin that just bubbled up. Let me see if I can get this camera to focus. You can see it because it's shining. I don't think the camera likes my nails because it's trying to focus on my, or that it loves my nails because it's focusing on them. So right there is, hang on, I know what I'm going to use to show y'all. I'm going to use a little pointer. Right there is some wet resin trying to ooze out of the stem. So that's got to get cured so that that doesn't keep happening. I noticed its stem was flimsy and he started bubbling out some resin. That didn't cure. So he'll go back in for 2 minutes, but the rest of these look golden. But what I was saying, the hard thing about doing them in separate batches is you don't get as consistent of a look with them. When we did them in the same batch, they get pretty matchy. So these had nice crisp circles, so I know those were my first ones. These have more blobs, so they're my second group. This one has nice crisp ones. This one actually came out good and had nice crisp ones. But I think overall, like if we put these two next to each other, they'll be cute. Little earrings. If I fix this little stem issue, we'll be good. I'm just looking to see if he's still oozing. Are you oozing still? Actually, I think he might be okay now. We'll put him back under there. I'll let him sit there for maybe 5 minutes. I'm going to put it on 5 minutes, let it sit there. We'll see. So next episode, we'll turn these into some fun jewelry pieces. At least the mushrooms. The acorns, probably not. You know, it was a live and learn kind of thing. Alright, hope you guys have a good night. We'll see you soon. Bye.